They say the DeLuca family has two rules. Rule number 1, never steal from them. Rule number 2, never get between a brother and a sister. Elena Vance was about to break both rules without even trying. She was just an accountant, but tonight she was the most wanted woman in the city. The rain was pouring down as Elena stood outside the massive DeLuca mansion. She was there to find $50 million that had vanished. She was nervous, but she needed the job. She thought this was a story about money. She was wrong. This was a story about obsession. Inside the dark library, she met the first monster, Julian DeLuca. He was the brother, rich, handsome, and completely heartless. He didn't look at Elena's spreadsheets. He looked at her like a hunter looks at a prize. He leaned in so close she could feel his breath. "Be careful, Elena," he whispered with a dark smile. "In this house, secrets can kill you. But don't worry, I like to keep beautiful things alive." He reached out to touch her face, but a voice from the dark stopped him cold. "Touch her again, Julian, and you'll lose that hand." Val stepped into the light. She was Julian's sister, but she looked like a warrior. She wore a masculine woman with a sharp, long hair. She wore a dark vest and carried herself with a cold, quiet power. Val didn't use charm like her brother. She used fear. She stepped right between Julian and Elena, forcing him back. When Val looked at Elena, she didn't see a prize. She saw someone she wanted to protect at any cost. For the first time in her life, the cold-hearted enforcer felt something real. Julian left the room with a localized rage in his eyes. He wasn't used to losing. Later that night, as Elena walked to her car, 2 men jumped out from the shadows. They were Julian's men. His plan was simple: have his men scare Elena, and then he would show up to save her. He wanted her to run into his arms. But Julian forgot that Val owned the streets. Before the men could grab Elena, a motorcycle roared through the garage. Val didn't even slow down. She jumped off the moving bike and hit the first man so hard he flew back into a brick wall. She moved like a shadow, fast and brutal. In seconds, both men were on the ground, groaning in pain. Val didn't look tired. She just looked at Elena, her eyes intense and protective. "My brother sent these men to scare you," Val said, her voice a low rasp. "He wants you to think you need him. He's a liar." Val reached out and gently moved a strand of hair from Elena's eyes. It was the first time she had ever been soft with anyone. Elena realized she was in the middle of a war. On one side was Julian, who wanted to own her like a trophy. On the other side was Val, who was ready to kill her own blood to keep her safe. The audit had started, and the only thing left to count was the bodies. Things are already getting heated, and we're only just getting started. I know this first episode was short, but don't let that fool you. Episode 2 is going to be much longer, much darker, and twice as dangerous. The war between the DeLuca siblings is about to explode, and you don't want to be left behind. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single second of what's coming next. I'll see you in episode 2.